powerful break on Bitcoin sees Bitcoin heading back towards all-time highs. Is it the case that we could see $80,000 Bitcoin imminently? We've also got very important news in the AI space where 3 big AI projects have decided to merge in an unprecedented move here on crypto. Loads to break down and a lot more. If you appreciate this type of content, smash the likes. Do not forget to subscribe as always. If you want to trade with me and my community, you can do so. Link is in the description. IjazCrypto.com/TTG. Check it out. It's the very first link in the description. We're going to start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was forming this pattern. I tweeted it. I posted it in Telegram saying, guys, watch out for this breakout. A breakout of this pattern can get us back to that 71K and onwards. And you see here moments later here, Bitcoin breaking out, beautiful breakout here to the upside, reaches the price target, which is of course the top of the wedge. But the question now is, where do we head from here? Because if you look at this is a breakout of a bigger pattern. I'm going to share with you the exact price target where I think this bigger move could head to. But before we come on to Bitcoin, we need to talk about the big news that has just broken in the AI space, a hotly contested narrative. But we've just seen something that has never happened before. Ocean Protocol, Fetch, SingularityNET, they've all decided to merge to form an artificial superintelligence alliance through a token merger into a single ASI token with a combined value of 7.5 billion, with current ranking at number 20 on CoinMarketCap. This is serious. This is unprecedented crypto. I don't think I've seen, please do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I'm sure there are some examples, but I've not seen where 3 popular AI narrative plays like this have decided, you know what, we're going to combine. We're going to combine because we're stronger together. We can all be these kind of smaller projects, but if we combine together, we straight away are in the top 20, and we can make this bull market count instead of waiting for a future bull market. Very smart, very strategic. Let's break down some of the intricacies of how this is going to work. So the main goals is to accelerate the race to artificial intelligence, general intelligence, which is AGI, and to challenge big tech's grip on AI development, use, and monetization. Now think about it. Why is this such a big strategic move? Because right now, who are these guys competing with? They're competing with the likes of OpenAI. They're competing with the likes of, Microsoft and Google and all the other big super tech companies that are putting money behind AI currently as we speak. How are they going to do so with small $500 million projects and $300 million? They got to combine and create an alliance, a crypto alliance, to fight back against centralized AI. And this is a huge step here. So let's take a look at some of the kind of practicalities, because obviously with this not having happened before, how does this actually work? Let's take a look at what they are looking to do. So let's break this down so you can understand it from a token perspective. Once approved, FET is rebranded ASI. So it's going to change to an ASI token. It's just a rebrand. So I'm assuming if you hold Fetch, it's going to be rebranded to ASI with a $2.63 billion token supply. Hold up! Do you want to learn how to trade? Then you need to jump into our Telegram community. Link is in the description. In our Telegram community, I share my altcoins. I share how I do my trade setups, how I do my stop losses and take profit, so you can learn to become a profitable trader. Check it out. Link is in the description. Ocean tokens migrate to ASI at a conversion rate of 0.43 to 1. Okay, so and AGIX tokens, your SingularityNET tokens, again migrate to ASI at a conversion rate of 0.33 to 1. Okay, very interesting. So they've decided on this split. If you hold your Fetch tokens, they are not going anywhere. They're just going to be rebranded into ASI. Boom, straightforward, with a $2.63 billion token supply. For Ocean holders, you're going to be migrated across to this new ASI, which is just the Fetch rebranded, and it is based on that conversion factor, 0.433, and same for SingularityNET holders as well. The Superintelligence Alliance takes form with a new governing council. Humayun Sheikh from Fetch, he's the chairman. The Singularity guy, Ben, he'll be the CEO for the day-to-day operations. Trent will be representing Ocean Protocol, and Janet Adams representing SingularityNET. So every single person has got a key role within it. Seems smart. It's imperative that AGI and ASI are not owned and controlled by any particular party with their own bias interests. It makes total sense that our three projects come together to form a tokenomic network that has a greater power to take on big tech. Exactly. Just took the words from my mouth, right? It's exactly what we just said a few moments ago. How are they going to compete with big tech if they're disunited? Very smart move here. Our mission with this token merger is to combine our platforms to ensure ethical and transparent AI. This enhances data privacy and paves the way for a more democratic and trustworthy AI ecosystem. Big step here, guys. Let's take a look at this. This alliance is a fantastic step forward for those who are left out of the technologies produced by big tech, which mainly target the affluent. It is here to tear down barriers towards a decentralized, democratic, and ethical AI future. Big move here. And again, I'll update you as and when I get any updates on this. In the initial news here, you are seeing, of course, the tokens move. Fetch up just 9%. There you can see that behind my head here. SingularityNET moving 11%. So these are now going to move based on what people deem as, how much is going to be redeemable for the other tokens as well. So we'll keep an eye on this as and when we get more data around it. But it's a big step for the crypto AI space, and I'm quite proud of those guys. Not that I specifically hold all those projects individually, but I'm proud of them for united and saying, you know what, the bigger battle here is not fighting within crypto, right? We're all on the right path that we want to keep things decentralized. It's fighting against big tech. And I wish more of the crypto space understood that, where we can work together, create interoperability, create better use cases. We are not competing with each other. Layer 1 solutions are not competing with each other. Where for now are competing against growing the market versus traditional markets. And if we can understand that people taking our market share is centralized markets versus decentralized, we can stop all this infighting between particular projects. So good news here in terms of the AI super alliance. Now, let's get back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin wicking out here nicely on the 4-hourly candle here, breaking to the upside. But again, what kind of move can we expect from here? Well, if you look at this as kind of like a flagpole pattern, which again, if you want to learn TA, you can do so. ijazcrypto.com/TA. That's my crypto training program. You can take that, learn everything that I'm teaching you here. And let's take this measured move, and let's do it in a conservative manner, because technically I could take the whole move, right? I could take the whole impulse move all the way from this region. I'm just going to take it from here, and I'm going to apply this to the point of breakout, and you can see that this kind of a price target starts to bring you at 76,000. Now, why is that important? Well, a 76,000 price target here on Bitcoin creates a higher high, right? The all-time high sits here at the 74, whatever it managed to touch there. What was it? 73,800, right? As long as we peak above that is fantastic news, because what we've managed to do then is we've had a move up, we've come back down, we managed to consolidate, and then we go get a higher high. Very important on Bitcoin that not only do we go back to this all-time high, but we create a higher high. Then it's okay. After that, we can come curl back down, collect some support from 68 maybe, and work our way up, right? That's fine. We can keep the uptrend going with higher highs and higher lows, and we can navigate our way onwards towards 80,000 and then 100,000 pre-halving, which is what we'd love to see happen right now in this market. But one thing is for sure, this market is very bullish. I've shared this again in our Telegram community. We're sitting here at 83. This is yesterday's reading. 83. Extreme greed right now in this market. This market is frothy. This market is excited. This market is looking for 80,000 Bitcoin and 100,000 Bitcoin. But we've got to be very, very careful. Now, one of the things that's helping us right now is a lot of people were shorting Bitcoin. They were shorting Bitcoin. I mean, I saw Capo posting that he expects, some price falls on altcoins around that 30% mark. People expecting Bitcoin to correct again and fail the higher high. Now, that is a valid risk, right? Until Bitcoin creates that higher high, we're not out of the woods here. It's posted a high here. You have to now go create a higher high like we just shared. If we don't, and we just curl over beforehand, we do something like this, then we are expecting a pullback, because the worry then is you have a high, you have a lower high, you have a low, you create a lower low, you fall back below 60,000, which again will panic markets because we're sat at 70,000 right now. So don't just think that, everything is super bullish. No, we have to remember there's greed in this market, there's leverage in this market, and it's very easy for market makers to take both sides of the price action. Just like you saw here in the last hour or so, crazy liquidation. But then the price is just wicked straight back down again. Now, why is this happening? This is happening because of leverage. Leverage in the system. People are getting wrecked and they're asking to be wrecked, right? If you're going to take out leverage longs to get excited on that breakout, but equally loads of people are short as well, market makers sit there and go, you know what? That's free money for us. So let me just show you the heat map. Look at this. They just sit there going, you know what? This is where all the liquidity is sat. Why don't we go and grab it? Look at this level here. They just went and grabbed that. They took millions and millions off the table and then they just sent the price straight back down again because they want to take liquidity. There's a bunch of liquidity here. Let me just move my fat head out of the way. There's a bunch of liquidity here as well. Maybe they want some of this liquidity. So you've got to understand that where there is greed, which is why I always bring this up, there is leverage. And where there is leverage, there is volatility because market makers want to grab liquidity. Look at this. This is insanity here on Bitcoin, right? It just went crazy up, crazy down, liquidating people. Now, if you want to play out the bullish scenario here, Bitcoin needs to bounce, right? It needs to bounce from this trend line. If it doesn't, again, you've just fallen yourself back into this pennant, which risks curling over like I just shared with you. Now, remember, the bigger structure that we're playing here is this. We had this big Y. If you look at the Y, you're in this descending channel. We managed to break out of it. We managed to get back up here. But again, if we can't hold any support comes in at 68,000. So if we lose this level like we're struggling right now, you've got to be prepared for this, for 68,000. See if we can hold some support. If we can't hold some support there, we may want to go a little bit lower. Now, another cleaner way to look at this is to use our trusted EMA ribbon. Again, if you're not familiar with the EMA ribbon, I teach it in my TA training program, ijazcrypto.com/TA. And you'll see here on the 4-hourly chart, we're looking okay, right? We're consolidating here, but we haven't actually touched our EMA ribbon. So the EMA ribbon starts at 68.8. It goes all the way down to about 67.6. So don't be surprised to see that Bitcoin might want to come and use this as support before then trying to bounce. If we zoom out to the daily chart, you start to see that things are strong here. I mean, you're actually looking strong. We bounced from the EMA ribbon. But remember what I always say, a bounce is meaningless without a higher high. You have to get that higher high. Otherwise, you risk curling over. There is no point this bouncing to only then just curl over and start trending down in this direction. We don't want to see this. Let me just show you this. We don't want to see this here on Bitcoin, right? That is not what we want to see here on Bitcoin. Now, the other thing I need to share with you guys, which you can see there on the chart, is the inverse head and shoulders pattern I shared with you guys. This was a pattern I shared with you guys. You could see it broke out from the neckline perfectly, and now we're just stalling sideways for a bit. So you could still make the argument that this head and shoulders pattern is not invalidated, right? We're just sideways here for a bit, and maybe Bitcoin will still continue to work its way higher to touch 75, 76 and give us that all-important higher high. So be very, very careful out there, guys. A lot of greed, a lot of leverage, but overall sentiment is bullish. And I want to leave you on one thing, which is this. The inflows yesterday continued to come back into the green, okay, which is really, really good. We had a couple of days where Grayscale was selling last week, caused a lot of stress in the market, and ultimately we weren't seeing inflows. Yesterday, again, we saw close to $500 million worth of inflows coming in a single 24-hour period. And this is what's different about this cycle. So anytime I think that, oh, this cycle is a little bit scary, it's that greed, it's that FOMO, I have to remind myself that yes, there is that FOMO, yes, there is that greed, but there is also an element, a big element of spot purchases of Bitcoin from institutional long-term holders. And that's what creates the excitement and this kind of expectation that maybe we can see 80,000, we can see $100,000 here on Bitcoin before even the Bitcoin halving. There is a supply and demand misbalance. More people than ever want Bitcoin right now. The halving is coming up, creating the lowest supply we've ever seen in Bitcoin. And that creates a recipe for price going up. If you appreciate this type of content, smash up the likes. Do not forget to subscribe if you want to trade with this community, ijazcrypto.com/TG, to get into our Telegram community and actively trade with me. I did over 330% spot. 330% spot last month, guys. That is insane. I don't use leverage. I don't short the market. Just long trades with careful risk management. If you want to learn how, get inside our Telegram community whilst I'm teaching it. I won't be teaching it forever. I am now. Take advantage of it. Learn how to trade like a professional. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.